Is there anything else that you want to do when you become like the next Florida senator for District 33?
Yes, there are a lot of things. My biggest thing is really making sure that I'm that representative that everybody can, know. I think that's where a lot of people lack. When I joined this race, a lot of people didn't know who their representative was. And I'm just speaking on the Senate side of things, not even just the House. But for me, knowing that our representative has been here since my childhood and has represented me, and that kind of basically totals 13 years of life, that is a concern because it just shows that people aren't active and engaged within the political process. And the fact that Broward County has some of the most historically Black minority and marginalized communities, we have to allow that community and that population to have a voice. It's honestly just a disservice if we were to allow, half of Broward County to speak for the other half.
Right.
But I wanted to make sure once I get into the seat that I give the people what they're looking for, which is representation, whether they ask for it or not. I want them to know that there's somebody fighting for them. Nobody believes that there's somebody here fighting. I make calls every day, and it's sad to say that I'm the first person to make it. But other than that, on top of the active and engaged representation, I want to bring both new progressive leadership. And I say that because, one, I'm taking on the incumbent. We need something bold. I think this is a statement of being bold. But on top of it, a lot of the things we're fighting for are bold in themselves, making sure we have an education system that is adequate and equitable, an environment that's protected, and just the betterment of our state as a whole. So on top of that as well, I want to make sure that that bold new progressive leadership really does resonate with people, because a lot of the things that are progressive, in my opinion, are really just common practice that people are hoping for. They're just really scared to talk about it. And if it really takes somebody to step out of the bounds to challenge the status quo, I want people to know that I will be that person to speak up for them, regardless of, my status or who I am, because at the end of the day, I have to be genuine to what I believe in and who I'm representing. And that's really one of the biggest keystones for me, is that genuineness. I know there are people who believe this campaign season is all about money and name recognition and stuff. For me, that doesn't matter. I feel like there's way more people than there is money. And if we can make a coalition of people, I think that right there is a movement in itself, and you can't stop that.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
what matters. So for me, it's just making sure people notice that politics isn't just about old people. Politics isn't just about one particular group of people. It's about all of us, and we should all have a seat at the table, regardless of age, race, and personal views. Because at the end of the day, we're trying to push our society forward. We're not trying to harm anybody in the process.